Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. I thought the January 2nd, or the first edition of Friday Night SmackDown of 2026, was awesome. I was very concerned about SmackDown moving back to 3 hours, considering the previous episodes of SmackDown haven't been very good. The viewership has been very low, and then adding another hour just makes things that much more challenging in terms of writing and creative and story and direction. But on the opposite side of the spectrum, it does create more opportunity for wrestlers to have more matches, longer segments, longer matches, more storylines drawn out in a more intense and sort of concrete way. And so that could possibly be the direction that SmackDown goes, because the January 2nd edition, or the very first edition of Friday Night SmackDown of 2026, was very good. Couple highlights include Randy Orton returning. Randy Orton has returned. He said no words when he got in the ring, did a couple RKOs to The Miz, and The Miz, every time I bring him up, has to be said, The Miz is one of the most overrated, if not the most overrated superstar of all time. I think when The Miz finally retires, people are going to finally understand how good he actually was and what he contributed to the business of sports entertainment. But Randy Orton returns, sees Cody Rhodes backstage, and says, "I'm coming for that." Now, in my perfect world, when we see the Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes 3 stages of hell match, Randy Orton is the reason that Cody Rhodes loses. Then we finally see this big-time feud that culminates at WrestleMania between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, and you see Drew McIntyre move on as the WWE Undisputed Champion, and he faces Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That is what I hope happens in the perfect world, because if Drew McIntyre loses another main event, another title shot, I think his sort of aura and mystique as a serious main event competitor is starting to really dwindle, and fans aren't going to take him seriously anytime he says he's challenging for a title, because he loses so frequently. But what Drew McIntyre did also on the January 2nd edition of Friday Night SmackDown was awesome, burning the picture of Dusty and Cody, really revitalizing the intensity of the feud between Drew and Cody. I just really hope that Drew McIntyre wins, and it's because Randy Orton causes Cody Rhodes to lose, and then again you see Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton at WrestleMania, and you see Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That is what I hope happens. What I think is actually going to happen, because WWE sometimes cannot see that vision or whatever, or maybe they can, I don't know, fuck it, I shouldn't say that I know better than them. These are just my opinions. Anyways, so what I think is actually going to happen is that Cody Rhodes is going to retain, and you're going to see Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at Royal Rumble. That's what's going to happen. Cody Rhodes is going to win. Drew McIntyre is going to have a great showing, because WWE television is better with Drew McIntyre. But Cody Rhodes is going to win. You're going to see Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at Royal Rumble. Cody Rhodes is going to win that. Roman Reigns is going to win the Royal Rumble. And you're going to see Cody versus Roman 3 at WrestleMania. That's what's actually going to happen. Now, do I want it to happen? No, I already told you what I want to happen, but that's what is most likely to happen based on what I saw on Friday Night SmackDown and based on what I'm hearing in the rumor mill. And then we also had a couple more returns on Friday Night SmackDown. Zack Ryder, formerly known as Zack Ryder, returned at the Last Time Is Now tournament, and then came back officially signed to WWE as Matt Cardona. He did his signature boot in the corner, but he did not do the woo, woo, woo. So Zack Ryder, now Matt Cardona, is leaving all of that behind and is now Matt Cardona officially. He spent the last 5 years on the independents, really building himself as a superstar, as a very marketable wrestler who can kind of do it all. He did death matches, he did regular matches, he did all sorts of indies. He really built himself up on the independents, similar to what Cody Rhodes did, and now he's back in WWE, so we'll see what happens there. He won his first match back, first win in WWE in like 6 years, I believe is what Michael Cole said, so love that. And then you also saw Trick Williams enter the chat. Trick Williams interrupts Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is going on another sort of diatribe about how he's going to win the World Heavyweight Championship, which I just don't think is going to happen. There's only one world title that Sami Zayn has even a chance at fucking winning, and that is the World Heavyweight Championship. The WWE Undisputed Champion is not a title for Sami Zayn. Jonathan Coachman, the coach, put this on X the other day, like, Sami Zayn does not look like a champion. He's not marketable. It doesn't look like a star. He's not going on press tours and press conferences. He doesn't look like Cody Rhodes because he's not wearing a suit. Is he able to do all the same stuff that Cody Rhodes can do? That's what the WWE Undisputed Champion does. It's not only the face of the company in the ring at the shows, but it's everywhere all the time. That's why Roman Reigns' 4-year run was so spectacular. That's why Roman Reigns is the best in the world, because he moves the most money and merchandise. Can Sami Zayn do the same? No. So will Sami Zayn win the WWE Undisputed Championship? No. Not when he's on SmackDown. Now, Trick Williams, whoop that trick, whatever they were saying, looks like an absolute star. Moves like a star, carries himself like a star, dresses like a star. Is he WWE Undisputed Championship material? Yes. I haven't seen a lot of his wrestling abilities inside the ring, but he's a 2-time champion at NXT, and I assume he can go in the ring if he's anything like Obafemi, who's also a future, probably, world heavyweight champion. There is a difference between WWE Undisputed Champion and World Heavyweight Championship. That's why Jey Uso won the World Heavyweight Championship. And that's why Cody Rhodes is WWE. And that's why Roman Reigns will be the WWE Undisputed Champion again after WrestleMania. And so I'm fine with Sami Zayn saying he's going to do stuff. But there's a time and place where it just gets like you're just lying to the audience. You're just lying to the fans. Like, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. And so how many times you try to, Sami Zayn's character is kind of done now. He doesn't really have a character, right? When he was the honorary Uso, that was great. Now he's just kind of a guy who wrestles, right? He has a son, he has a family, people like him. He does really good stuff outside of wrestling, great. But there's nothing else. And so I just can't see it happening where Sami Zayn actually wins the big one unless it's on Raw or unless it's the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I potentially see either LA Knight or Sami Zayn winning the World Heavyweight Championship this year in 2026, because they're going to be like the Jey Uso of last year. But both LA Knight and Sami Zayn are better in-ring performers than Jey Uso, so it'll be less of an experiment and more of have a good run with it. I mean, I personally think that LA Knight should win the Royal Rumble and face Braun Breaker at WrestleMania. Now, you could interchange LA Knight and Sami Zayn. I wouldn't mind either of them. I'm more of an LA Knight fan than I am a Sami Zayn fan, but either of them are good opponents for Braun Breaker at WrestleMania when Braun Breaker is the World Heavyweight Champion, because he's going to beat CM Punk on January 5th. And so you have those types of things, and I just don't know if fans now are really sold on the fact that they want Sami Zayn to be champion. I don't know if they want it anymore. I think that time has come and gone. You're just going to see Sami Zayn be like an upper mid-card guy and have great matches and do open challenges and win a couple mid-card titles. And maybe when Kevin Owens comes back, he's going to they're going to tag team again or have another feud again, right? When Kevin Owens comes back, he is absolutely WWE and World Heavyweight Championship material. Hence, he's been the champion before. What's AJ Styles going to do this year? Is AJ Styles going to win another WWE Championship? So there's so many options that are better than Sami Zayn. So I just don't see it happening, and I don't see WWE committing to it. Now, last thing I'll talk about from the January 2nd edition of Friday Night SmackDown is Carmelo Hayes and the United States Championship Open Challenge. That United States Championship Open Challenge is before this show, which was a really good 3-hour show, that United States Open Challenge was fucking saving SmackDown. Saving SmackDown. John Cena started a long time ago, and it's now continued with Sami Zayn, with Ilya Dragunov, with Carmelo Hayes. It is going to come to a complete stop the first time a heel wins that championship, which will be great. They win the championship, someone beats Carmelo Hayes, whoever it might be, comes to the ring, decided to do the open challenge, and then shuts it down. We're not fucking doing that thing anymore. That's lame. I'm not a fighting champion. I pick and choose where I want to fight. But now, if there's a baby face as the United States champion, open challenge every week, generally the match of the week. I don't know about on January 2nd. Haven't really thought about what was the match of the night because overall the show was just really, really good. But I love Carmelo Hayes as champion right now. I hope he gets yes, I want him to continue doing the open challenge. That's fucking awesome. But he also needs a feud to sink his teeth into so that his first reign as champion in WWE is memorable, and then he can maybe move on to bigger things, whatever those might be. I don't think Carmelo Hayes is a world champion or a WWE champion material. I don't see it. It's kind of like a Sami Zayn in that regard, just really, really good, and probably be in the mid-card, upper mid-card, and fans will really like him. Now, just there's a different vibe when you see a Trick Williams or when you see an Obafemi than when you see a Carmelo Hayes or when you see a Sami Zayn. That's just, at least in my opinion, what I see. But again, the January 2nd edition of Friday Night SmackDown was awesome. Great start to the year. Hopefully, this trend continues of great matches on SmackDown where it's easy to watch a 3-hour show, and we're moving right into Royal Rumble and WrestleMania season, so anything is fucking possible. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. Then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.